I'm a little ashamed to admit this, but I've never played Spaceflight Simulator before. It's kind of weird because I've definitely spent my fair share of time playing space games. It's not like I haven't had time. I mean, this game came out way back in the prehistoric times of 2017. Really, the only thing I know about it is that it's in 2D, has some of the real solar system, and it costs $15. So for my first time in SFS, I'm setting a few goals for myself to accomplish. First of all, I want to get off the planet and make it into space. Secondly, I want to land on the moon and return. Third, I want to go interplanetary. And lastly, I want to land on the moon. Well, not that one, but a moon in orbit around a different planet. And I want to do all these without looking up any information on SFS and just going by vibe. So join me in my struggle against a game that kind of looks like a Kerbal Space Program were designed in Microsoft Paint. And drop a sub if you haven't yet, because at 30K, I'm going to make a video about Kerbal Space Program 2. First things first, we got to create a new save file and begin construction of our very first rocket. World name, Void Space Center. Let's just start off in the sandbox and see if I can figure out how to make something fly. So I assume this building is where they build the rockets at. Okay, this looks like a capsule. This is a heat shield. We have a decoupler. And then we have liquid fuel tanks, I'm assuming of various sizes. So I guess let's build a rocket then, shall we? I know this is simple, right? But this is our first rocket. Oh, I'm looking down here, look. We have the mass of the rocket, the thrust, and the thrust to weight ratio, 4.17. That's a pretty good ratio. Save my rocket. We're gonna call it the Lolita Express. FBI, open up! We're not gonna call it that. Now we're gonna call it the Slender One, Mark 1. This is a lot like KSP, where throttle is shift and controls the down throttle. I imagine that means spacebar is probably ignition then. But let's go max throttle, and I'm gonna press spacebar. I'm not going. Ignition. Why is my engine not lighting? Help. Left click parts to activate them. Okay, hold up. Click. Engine on. Oh. Okay. That was pretty easy then. Got up to 1,000 meters. Okay, so Q and E rotate your rocket. This little arrow, I guess, is telling me where space is. That's kind of interesting. I thought space was this way. 15 kilometers. This map is huge. Okay, so we have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Okay, so in my estimation, Jupiter is as far as it goes. Does Jupiter have moons? It does. It has the 4 Galilean moons. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm still flying. I imagine this white outline here is meant to represent the atmosphere. So if I tilt my craft over, right, like so, and then I fire up my rocket, I might be able to get into orbit. I'm out of fuel. That was good info though. That was good info. That's a really good first run. Let's just practice a re-entry, since I'm already up here anyway. I seem to be hurtling towards the planet at a very high speed. There we go. Oh, I got the parachute. Oh no. Okay, let me explain my thought process here. I thought like, well, maybe if I can like click on the capsule or like get a menu on the capsule, but I ended up just cutting my parachute and then we exploded on the surface. Let's try that again. Okay, so we have a good initial concept here, but we need to do some alterations. This still has a 1.32 thrust to weight ratio, so this still flies. Okay, max throttle, activate engine, launch. Oh, there's a little guide to help me, to tell me where I need to put my ship at. Okay, we're out of liquid fuel, so I'm gonna separate. And then we just have the upper stage now. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so this map actually shows the way you're tilted. That's actually really useful. Okay, full throttle, and let's make an orbit. Beats low Earth orbit. So this was my very first goal, right? To reach orbit. Now, can we make it to the moon? I'm gonna guess probably not. All things considered, our first goal wasn't even that hard to accomplish. It's a lot like what I'm used to, except you have to click on parts to activate them. And this time there's even a handy guide that tells you when to do your gravity turn. I was feeling very confident and thought since I had some leftover fuel in the tank after reaching orbit, why not go for our second goal also and try to land on the moon? The real major problem with this is that I hadn't figured out how to do orbital transfers yet. So I kind of just found a spot that looked like it would intersect with the moon and started burning. Okay, very carefully burn out, see if I can get captured around the moon. Looks like I'm kind of, you know, like being intercepted around the moon, right? But the map does not show that with my orbit. Would it show it? I don't even know if it would show it if I had my orbit right. Oh, it's not because I didn't lead my orbit enough. Oh, that's not good.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Maybe if I go for a second pass, at some point we will intersect. Okay, so I got an encounter. Are there maneuver nodes? Am I tweaking? I don't know if there's maneuver nodes in this game. I don't think there is. I feel like it would tell me somewhere. Is there a way I can burn to lower my encounter? This way works, okay? Let's try to get under like 100 kilometers. And I'm sitting at 37% liquid fuel. Okay, so I'm in the sphere of influence of the moon. I can burn retrograde, and retrograde in this game, as far as I can tell, is just the other way. So prograde is the way your line's going, and retrograde is just the other way. Is there a cool place we can try to land? Ocean of Storms, Copernicus Crater, Sea of Tranquility, and the Sea of Serenity. Burn a little past, so whenever I slow down, I'll land where I want to land. 80 meters per second this way, and 170... Okay, so I need to burn off a lot of this velocity. Okay, coming in kind of hot. I don't have landing legs. Oh, I blew up. It was... Oh, yes, and it's good. Whew, first try. That was a pretty good start, but it wasn't perfect because I have to land there and come back. So we gotta do it again. Let's build a new rocket. And what does every lander need? Landing legs, of course. Okay, this is our lander. I'm just gonna call this good and send it. Save Slenderman Mark III. Now I click to turn all three of these engines on. Wait, can I put things in stages? Okay, after messing with this for a while, I figured I can make stages over here in this plus area. So if I drag this and this into stage 1, whenever I press play on the stage, then I can make these two things happen. So let's send it. Oh, yeah. Okay, time to stage 1. I am now in orbit. Granted, not a very high orbit, but I don't think I dip back into the atmosphere, so this should be fine. But 1 second, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna see if I can actually find like a maneuver node.
One eternity later.
Wait. Navigate to. Oh, that tells me when to do it. Okay, so it doesn't have like planning maneuver nodes. It has like a thing that will tell you instead of guessing. Okay, now I should be getting my encounter any second now. Oh, my lower stage is still in orbit. Now we gotta burn retrograde to circularize my orbit. Let's try to land, let's say the Tycho crater now. We need some more deceleration. Kind of hard when you can't see the ground as easily. Okay, this is good. I like this more. We landed. No, go the other way. No. Okay. That's what I was planning to do. Okay. Okay. This is looking really solid.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
Landed on the surface of the moon. Location. Tycho crater. Do we see the crater? Is this the Tycho crater? I'm gonna be real with you guys. Doesn't really look like very much of an impressive crater. Anyway, we've landed. Let's do a return. So according to this map, if I take off here, then I'll be able to come back into orbit around the Earth, as long as I point my craft in the right direction. Yeah, let's like return maybe just above the atmosphere, like 45. Okay, so now we're escaping the moon's sphere of influence, and we are going to go back into orbit around the Earth at a comfortable 45 kilometers just above the atmosphere, so we don't like burn up. At least that's what I hope. 5 more. I'm gonna keep an eye on my fuel here because I don't want to run out. But I also don't want to like re-enter at 3,000 meters per second. That doesn't seem ideal. Okay, let's orient ourselves. Burn through the last of our fuel. Just to slow down a little bit more. Okay, we're out of fuel. Now, separate. And our heat shield will save us from burning up. Okay. That could have been a little risky, but we didn't hit it. My heat shield is more than okay with this temperature. Okay. Oh my. This looks incredibly violent. My heat shield is still okay with this, though. Okay, major chute deployed. Remember, do not click on the capsule. I got a moon orbit. I got a liftoff. Reach 10 kilometers. Reach space. Reach low Earth orbit. Moon landing. And 100 kilometers downgrade. All in one mission. Good stuff. Another smashing success. Although it did take 2 tries. But I learned a lot. Like how to land, how to plan an orbital transfer, and how to ascend efficiently. But now it's time to spread our wings and begin a more ambitious mission. This time we're going to go a little bit further and go interplanetary. Specifically, I want to go to Venus. Because despite this planet being an unimaginable hellscape, I think it looks pretty cool. And everybody else probably goes to Mars on their first try. I want to be different. Now, the Slender Man Mark 1, 2, 3 have served their purpose. This is true. But we need something a little bit more ambitious. We need to go interplanetary. And for that endeavor, we need a bigger rocket. Okay, so this is my upper stage. Stage 1 is all of these engines. Stage 2 is separating these 2 engines. Stage 3 is this decoupler and this engine. Stage 4 is landing legs. And that's it. This is the big Chungus Mark 1. Okay, enter. All of my engines are on. Full throttle. Let's send it. Can you just feel that power? I've noticed that I've got into orbit with a lot more fuel, which is definitely a good thing. Okay, now let's just focus on getting into orbit, and then I'll try to figure out how to go interplanetary a little later. We are now in orbit. Step 1, done. Step 2, get to Venus somehow. Navigate to. So I gotta stay in orbit until here, and then here I can burn to get my Venus encounter. Allow us to accelerate. 100, is this 1,000,000 times? Yeah, that's 1,000,000 times. That's crazy. I guess this game's a little bit simpler so it can do that, but 1,000,000 times time acceleration? That's really my main complaint of this game, is that nothing tells you how much delta V it takes, or how much delta V you even have. I'd really like to know if I can even make it. Now all we gotta do is time warp until our encounter. Finished our interplanetary travel, and we are now entering Venus's sphere of influence. So I don't know if I need to aero capture or what, but I have 57% of my fuel left. Let's just get into a respectable orbit. The Maxwell Montes. Oh no. Do I dare land in the Maxwell Montes? I really don't know how this is gonna work. Venus's atmosphere is really thick. Isn't that like why Venus is so hot? Because it like traps all the sun's heat inside of it, and it's closer to the sun obviously, but like, so if that's true, does that mean if I like enter it, I'll just explode immediately? Probably not. I'm gonna dip down into it. Just dip my little toe into it and see if I blow up. Venus looks kind of spooky, but actually manageable. We're heating up pretty quick. Maybe I can slow it down just enough though with my liquid fuel that I won't blow up. Guess we're only sitting at 600 meters per second. It's not like that fast, really. Like if you were in a car, this would be really fast. But like in space terms, nope. I gotta separate. I gotta separate. This is blowing up for sure. Oh no. Okay. Okay, deploy parachute, quick. Parachute deployed. Unfortunately, I undershot the Maxwell Montes. Full deployment, full parachute deployment, anytime now. Anytime you'd like to do a full deployment, I'd think that. Okay, we got pretty close before it fully deployed. And touchdown. Hell yeah, dude. Venus landing. I don't know how it'd come back, though. I think a Venus landing and return would be, kind of tough. Well, I was sort of expecting my ship to melt on the surface of Venus. That didn't happen. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm also happy to be moving on to the fourth and final step into our foray in the world of Spaceflight Simulator. When I was looking at the map, I noticed that Jupiter had all 4 of the Galilean moons. So I thought it'd be fun to try and land on one. And I ultimately chose to land on my favorite moon ever, Europa. I'll explain why when we get a little bit closer, but for now, let's focus on building bigger than we ever have before and assemble the Big Chungus Mark II. Okay, so as it turns out, the Big Chungus Mark I, pretty solid ship, right? It needs more fuel. So therefore, this bottom stage, we're getting rid of it. This is a big lad, but we're not done yet. I'm not satisfied with that. Oh no. I think we need a little bit of clearance. If I put the booster right here, it'll kind of get caught on this. But if I get a little one of these going, then I can stick it out further, and then maybe I can even put my separator on this, right? Okay. Then I have a little bit of clearance to put on a booster. Damn, this thing's beefy. It's better to have some more Delta V than the last ship. Full throttle and lift off. These rockets really feel powerful whenever you get them going. Oh shit, these ran out of fuel first. I didn't really plan that out too well, did I? Yeah, I didn't even want to separate these anyway. I just wanted it to look like this. Okay, we are in orbit. Jupiter, there it is. Navigate to. And we have a long time until our encounter, so let's get to time warping. Now my plan is to aerobrake around Jupiter, if that's at all possible. Jupiter's atmosphere is much higher than the rest of them. Now we have a long journey ahead of us, so... Okay, I'm in Jupiter's sphere of influence now. I gotta drop a quick save for sure. I just want to dip into the atmosphere. Just enough to slow down and not waste all my fuel. If it starts at 100, 80. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. Oh, that wasn't good. Well, my heat shield's still alive, though. Okay, so if you didn't catch what just happened there, I wasn't watching my fast forwarding at all, and I just time accelerated right into the atmosphere and then exploded. But I dropped a quick save, so I'm going to try it again and see if it'll work the second time. It's not what I was trying to do. What? Why does it do that? It just fast forwards you somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a bug or what. Whenever I clicked on time warp to a specific point in the orbit, my ship just wouldn't stop time accelerating until I went into the atmosphere and exploded. So I'm gonna try it a different way. I guess I'll just manually time accelerate. Just trying to burn off my 12,946 meters per second. Do I start dying as soon as I enter? Yes, I die immediately upon entry. Okay. Alright then. So it looked like aerobraking wasn't going to work out. I just decided to get my rocket captured the old-fashioned way. Just point the other direction and burn retrograde. I should be able to get an encounter like right here. That was not hard at all. I'm getting closer and closer. I'm going to hit it about 15k, a little under. 14's fine. Coming in for my encounter. And I'm already set up for a perfect retrograde burn too. This is not looking very good in the liquid fuel category. Burn off all of my horizontal velocity. I think I'm gonna run out of gas. You're so close. That's what the game gets for not telling me how much Delta V I have. Yeah, I gotta burn off 15. Okay. I'm doing a flip. Safety first. Safety first. Okay, and we've landed on the surface of Europa with one landing leg broken and no quick saves. Damn, Europa looks kind of cool actually. It's like a mirror, like a broken mirror or something. And with that landing completed, we have finished all 4 of our primary objectives for this video. So if you made it to the end, Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of SFS if you played it before. I think it's kind of like KSP, but maybe a little bit easier just because there's one less dimension to worry about and way less parts. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like or leave a sub. It helps the channel out a lot. And goodbye.